Okay, so where we last left off, we were running from stuff, finding stuff, and general other stuff. And we're carrying that on now.
Think I found what you wanted me to see.
Oh, we get like slide. Yeah!
We'll be waiting.
Good stuff. Oh, the game's not showing. Oh no. Why is the game not showing? Huh, that was weird. Okay, and Classy Express. Again, there we go. I missed it. I did a little slide. We saw the tail end, but I slid all the way down that thing. Oh, oh, hello. Oh, did parry too late. Stim back. Stim back. Well, I wanted to show you guys me sliding down the hill again. That's why I intentionally died to the toad. Yeah. A little bit. Sibs have all the fun, let's be honest. Okay, now you get to see the slide again. Whee! So it's good. It is good. Oh, come off it. What? What just happened there? What the fuck? Alright. Well, that's much better. It did look like I force lifted it, right? Or something. Definitely didn't mean to. Alright. I want to carve it up. Where its head like that. Where am I headed now? Now I need to get back to the ship. Okay. Well, the problem is the other things that I ignored that I could continue on there if I wanted, but like the other routes. What's up there? Yeah, I'm sure this way's fine. Abandoned workshop, eh? Oh, go back here and look at this cutscene. There are only some section where you are locked into storyline, most of which can do whatever. Okay, cool.
My friend, it appears the Zepho had some interest in Dathomir.
Oh no.
Strange. For such a peaceful culture to have any sort of fascination with a place so dark.
Don't have electricity. Poor buggers. Alright, well.
Hey, BD1.
Watch me meditate. Things all tangled. Right, okay. Got pee on my nose, me.
Should be a lot quicker than the way in.
Ah, oh yeah, this is where I had to fight that thing, but backed away because I didn't know how to do it yet. We can do it now. Easy. We can do it now. Easy. Can you wobble off, by the way? Because it does seem to he does seem to bend over a bit if I lean that way. Get out of here, plant. Let's go. fam. Oh wait, this one's much bigger. Oh, that was one you can't avoid too.
Now!
Fucking hell.
Stim!
Oh, I couldn't see him. Oh, come on, I didn't even get up. Ah. I was doing it though. I was doing it. At first I was like, oh, maybe I will try and just run around this dude. But I reckon with a few more tries we'll get this motherfucker. Yeah. He's doing it. He's unleashing the force. That dude is optional. Yeah, but I feel like I can take him. Yeah. Definitely looks like a hungry bugger, so I'm sure it'd be up for some grub, you know? Oh, I couldn't do the overhead hit. Shit. Oh, fuck you.
Help! Stim!
Wrong button.
I need help!
Fuck. Okay, we got it though. We're gonna get it. Pressed the wrong button. Set me back. This thing kills me very quickly though. Who would have thought? Right, we got it. Third time's a charm. Oh, separate. Okay. Fucker. I came on really strong on that one, but then went down really quickly.
You suck!
A little bit. But kind of learning, right? Learning that I suck. Shame there isn't like a meditation pad right at the entrance to this. Parry was terrible there. Oh shit. Oh man, I did it again. I need to learn to roll away from where he's about to strike on that one. Whatever time this is the charm. Yeah. Oh man.
Throw it!
Oh, I can't see shit.
Now!
Oh, come on. Well, it's getting a bit more Dark Soulsy now, but I'm gonna get it. I just need to get lucky. The camera angles aren't too flattering either at times. When in fact I can keep getting lost. The health bar, oh, it's right behind me actually. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so it's where I was. Bottom left. Non-existent. Wait, why is it not showing? Is it not showing the whole screen? Oh, it's just under one of my red bars bits. Okay. Yeah, so basically on this one, if it hits you, you're basically done. You get like 2 hits or 3 hits maybe. Maybe if I go in here without my weapon, it'll be chill. Got in the right place.
You missed him!
Oh man. I got to time when I roll better on that one, I think. I got to wait until he's just about, because he always sort of charges whatever direction you roll into. So I need to like wait until he really is about to charge. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can use the force. You don't have like a bar for that, I don't think. That's the only thing. Yeah, there we go. Whew. First time.
Can you slice this? Yeah, sorry about your scalp.
Scalpel must be repaired
Standing up to that bog rat? Pretty brave.
Oh, for fucker. Really?
Let's get going, BD1.
I can't, after all that, I can't even open that bloody thing. Alright, easy, right? Jeez, let's make it a challenge.
Where Bogling was killed. Was it trying to defend its family?
I think well, I did fix him when we were in the vault. You saying I was meant to do something extra in the vault? Really? I didn't know that. You say I have to go all the way back into the temple? There wasn't anything else in the temple. It was like quite a disappointing temple. Yeah, I don't know where the nearest workbench is. Pretty scared I'll die there. Yeah, let me know if I need to go back in the temple quick, Bax. What planet am I on? Oh, I have no idea. Bogano. Is there like a mission objective thing? Oh, it's not here. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh shit. Oh Jesus. What are you seeing, little fella?
Huh? What'd you find?
Boggling tunnel, apparently. It's not the door, is it? Oh, the door's over there. Just squash him every single time a barrel roll. Am I allowed to? What's going on now? It's just doing it for itself.
You passed the test.
So you knew about
Forget
BD1?
how, but a boggling.
Come on board. We'll talk inside.
Nice. Very cute.
Oh, BD1, this is Grease. Hey, Grease.
What is that? Get off my sofa! Get off my sofa! No! Get out of there! Get out!
That is BD1. He's with us.
I don't care who
that's
he's
rude.
with. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get oil stains out of petroleum fabric?
Not that hard?
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope you found something better out there than this droid.
Oh, calm down, Breeze. He did. Tell us, Cal.
The vault was built by an ancient civilization called the Zepho. A Jedi named Eno Cordova hid something inside of it.
What did he hide inside?
A holocron from the archives. It contains a list of Force-sensitive children.
Well, that seems dangerous.
The next generation of Jedi. I knew it! Ah, Cordova, you old fool.
This one gonna be Lil Luke.
You knew him?
Yes, a long time ago. I was his apprentice. Cordova was a loner. That little droid and I are probably the only ones that know about Bogano.
Hold on, wait a minute,
We
wait
know
a
about
minute.
Bogano.
A hollow
Who would have said?
what?
A holocron. It stores information, but only accessible to Jedi. Hang on, I think I have one around here.
They make a new list of Force-sensitive children every year, right? I don't know. Is that what happens?
Use the Force.
Oh shit.
This is
Use the
Master
Force.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello
I
there.
regret to report that both our Jedi Order
Hey,
and
that's
the
actually,
Republic have fallen.
Ewan McGregor's.
With that list of Force sensitives, we could rebuild the Jedi Order and defeat the Empire.
Sounds
Okay,
right.
no problem. Let's get it.
Well, except the holocron is hidden deep inside the vault.
Listener's
and to
temple
get
would
it,
have
we
been
have
at
to
least
follow
5 years
Cordova's
old.
path.
Okay.
He mentioned something about the planet Dathomir and a Zepho homeworld.
I suppose they
All right,
need to
well,
know
where are
every
we
year
going
just so
now?
they
I'm
can
just
like
asking because I was thinking of maybe making some food.
Look,
keep a tab on them
before we do
if
anything,
anyone gets new powers.
I need to know something. How come you're no longer a Jedi?
Yeah, well, what happened there?
I had an experience that changed my perspective.
They
So
suck your
I
eyes out a bit more. And
cut
that's why they were
myself
boggling.
off from the Force.
How do
But
you
you
do
still
that?
want to rebuild the Order.
I believe that rebuilding the Order is the best chance we have against the Empire.
Yay, beefy baby!
What do you believe?
How you doing today, dude? Damn good to see
I
you.
believe I can't keep hiding from the Empire, so I don't really have a choice.
Cal, as long as you're alive, you will always have a choice. Are you with us?
SSDD. I'm assuming you're in a game and you walked two steps
Dathomir
forward
Zepho.
and 2 steps
It's
to the
your
right.
choice.
You know it. Wait, what was my choice? Shit. Oh, it's not stuff. Right, well, let me have a little.
Hey, Grease, what's this thing?
What? You've never seen a terrarium before?
Same
Sure,
shit,
but
different day.
don't they usually have plants in
Oh,
them?
I see.
Well, I've been a bit busy hauling you around the galaxy, but you know you could
get
pay
plants,
me
that's
back with
dope.
some seeds.
I thought
Yeah.
you hated nature.
When it's out there, you betcha. But when it's behind a comfortably thick wall of embarring glass,
I'm borrowing
that's
glass.
perfection.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see if I can find any.
Too right. Let's get a cool little garden going. What are you saying, fam? You had a dot above you. No, you don't. Was it going to be about the terrarium anyway? Oh, let's have a little look around, shall we? So these are quarters I'm not allowed in. Maybe once I get friendly. Nothing here. Oh, workbench, isn't it? He wants my seed. Oh, you can't have it. Oh, that looks pretty cool. The other one looked like a Mandalorian helmet, but I'm gonna go for the silver one for a bit, you know. Careful, dude. You're on your own ship. I love gold. You want me to? Okay, I'll go back and get the gold one. Barian glass. Oh yeah, maybe I can. Actually, I'm going to keep this because then the Barian glass will fill at home. Barian saber, that's it. Yeah. All right, come on now. Barian shoes. Oh, that sounds good. I could dig those. Just in case enemies appear on the ship. Oh, now I can
Just
talk
let
to
me
you.
know when you want to go.
Oh. I'm in no rush. I'm having a nice time. Get my way. Yeah, okay. Looks up to scratch. What are you
Here.
saying?
Can you feel the force at all?
Yes.
I'm brain skin,
Instead of
yeah.
opening
I'm brain
up,
seed.
push it back down. The exact opposite of what you should do.
Out there, I remembered something about myself before the purge. Hold it.
Hold it. Oh, I went too
Let's
far.
talk later, Cal.
Oh. Oh, shit. We're in that conversation. Alright.
Picking our next destination?
Oh, do I want to
Follow
know
your
Planet
instincts.
Enzo was talking about? Is it... What do? So I've got Dathomir and Zepho unlocked at the moment. Oh, it shows how many chests and secrets I have in that. Oh, okay, that's cool. So I've got 62% more to check there. Yeah, which level was it? Oh, which planet? I have no idea who named these planets, but they were running out of ideas. So Dathomir. Okay, let's go here then. Fuck it.
We're Dathomir bound.
Mention off the storyline for a second.
Setting course for Wait a minute. You want to go to Dathomir?
I'm surprised Cordova went there. He must have had good reason.
I am staying put on the Manus once we arrive. Red sunlight cannot be good for your skin.
This place used to be home to a powerful
It's a little
cabal
stronger and you won't be able
force
to finish it,
known
but
as the
can
Night
get
Sisters.
the upgrade. Okay,
Use
sweet.
the Force? What, like Jedi?
Is it easy to find the upgrade?
These witches served only themselves. Their powers
That's
focused
pretty
on
cool. You actually get to
deception,
see this travel.
illusion,
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll grab it. Then.
manipulation.
Sounds like someone I used to know.
During the Clone Wars, the Night Sisters made a deal with a Sith Lord who betrayed their trust. In the end, they were nearly wiped out in a massacre.
But it was part of the
Dathomir is a
storyline.
deadly place. We should be careful.
I guess
Don't
it's a
have
little
to
bit,
tell
but
me
there isn't any
twice.
like active mission there at the moment.
Coming up on our creepy destination. Grab some seat, kid.
Okay. Well, if the story's going to come back up here later, I'm not going to be skipping story, am I?
This is a deadly, dangerous place.
Hold that thought.
And can I get this thing and just come? But I guess I could get this. Okay, cool. Is it worth me just getting this thing and come back later anyway? Because I'm still quite low powered. Also, where I gotta go? Alright. Feel free to guide me, Bakura. I'm not skipping the story. I am the story. Find a workbench, basically. Okay. This planet's not gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna fuck this planet up. Mainly just because I'm gonna run away.
Good thing we weren't standing there. What is that thing?
See?
Count on him being
I
friendly.
do everything first time. Huh. Night sister, night sister. This planet isn't gonna fuck me up, I'm gonna fuck them immediately dies. Yeah, but I did it on purpose, you know, I was being cool.
Hey, BD1. Just checking on you.
I have no idea where a workbench is gonna be. Ain't nothing but a G-thing, baby. Oh. Oh, gone in. I can't double jump, so I can't get up there. Burial pods. Oh yeah. This path feels comfortable. I mean, this way feels kind of forward, right? Oh shit. Can't wall run here? No. Oh. Wait, is this not the way I came up? Oh shit, oh. Go on in.
I'll check it out.
Oh. It does have a little bit of eyes, don't it? Just maybe that isn't the way. Is this not the way I came in? I'm very confused. What are those mushlings? Okay. Oh, we're here now.
Just won't open.
Oh, fucker. Oh, hello.
Help! BD1!
Oh, I tried blocking. Oh shit, I haven't been to a meditation point in ages. Not even since I got on the planet, I don't think. Here's what I needed, dude. I haven't really been dying. Yeah. Pretty successful so far on this. Yeah. Okay, so I have to go down this way. Whew. Just time. Ah, fuck it, we can run past this bitch. It's never gonna see us. See? All day. Never seen us. All day, hasn't seen us. All day. All day, hasn't seen us. All day. Wait, I just ran around in a circle. Not sure how I did that, but sweet. Oh, there he is. Oh. So there is only path you can follow at the moment, which will lead you to the workbench. Okay, sweet, nice one. Oh shit. Ow. Okay, well, good. I'm glad we had this chat. There was another route over there, but...
Come here, BD1.
What do you want?
Looks like the Zepho were here. Strange. This place seems abandoned, but
Yeah, there's this person.
You trespass, Jedi.
Oh,
you must be a Night Sister.
oh you were saying something about nice.
I had heard you were all dead.
Not all. Dothamir is forbidden to you. Leave at once.
Oh, they
I'm
like
afraid
Dark
I
Horse
can't do
people.
that, but perhaps we could help each other. You see, Easy. I'm not your enemy.
Your actions say otherwise.
Wait, hold on. I'm not here to...
Right.
Get the
This is the
intruder!
planet Maul's from, that's cool.
Shit! shakes in fear. Stop him from moving! I must try harder. End him! He's withdrawing!
Oh,
All
Jesus.
will fall like this outsider did.
Overhead slash strong, but use force power, yeah. Balls. Is it going to start me far back again now? Probably will, right? Son of a bitch. Oh shit, he stumbled. What's this long to get back there? Oh shit. I don't need this shit from you today. Jesus. I'm already down to face the mauls.
Brothers, an intruder! Attack the trespasser!
Oh, okay, let's go. Oh, fuck.
I need one.
Stop him from moving! Where is your skill? Die, Jedi! This is why you are weak.
Shit. Oh, that was close. Alright, now I need to get down to that thing without dying. Hey. Okay. Okay. Oh, just one fucking out. We got him, we got him. And go left, okay, nice one. Got 2 skills left though now. That was brutal. Okay. So maximum force. What's this one? Cal's defense are improved, allowing him to take less block damage. Oh, that's a good one. Dash forward, uses his target, whilst jump. I quite like the sound of that one as well, actually. You trash talked your skill and you got... Man, that's it, man. Don't come up, fam, you know what I'm saying, bro? Okay, cool. Alright. We got this. All fucking day. So go up here, you sandbags. Oh, more fucking nerds.
Brothers, leave me!
That was a risky game there. Oh shit, sorry. Oh shit.
She tend to these wounds. On the man. Stim?
Oh, the bow. I should have gone. Yeah, actually, fuck it. Wait, did this respawn those enemies? Or not? I'm going to find out. Testing. Let's get my stim packs back now. Enemies do reset, so they'll be back up there. Ah, yeah, alright.
Outside, down there! Come, brothers!
Ow.
Brothers, aid me!
Ow. Ow.
You cannot stand against us! Hey, outsider!
Can I get some help?
Okay, well. Extra XP? Fuck their cutlery, man. They've been really inhospitable. Oh, fuck you! Hospital bastards. Inhospitable. How could y'all fuck off?
Time for a stim.
Just 'cause I'm smashing their cutlery, innit? Could I have a meditation spot, please? This is a bit much.
Outsider! Move forward, brothers.
Yeah, graphics are beautiful in this, in all fairness. Look at this little nerd.
You will perish!
Oh, he's like a full-on, like,
How's it feel,
Darth Maul.
Jedi?
Fuck! Bad.
It's nothing. Not much more now.
Fuck me.
I knew I could win.
Do I know Maul's brother's name? I don't. Ghoul?
Who's there? Got it.
Well, that was really
Powerful,
quick.
brothers.
Savage. The way you say it. Oh, really? Savage. Love Savage. But I'm guessing he wasn't a Darth. Paul was a better guess, Mojo, yeah. That was a much better guess, actually.
Look, below. Try harder, weakling. You cannot stop us all. It's mine. Defend them. Come on.
Come on! Look at this prick. My force senses told me you're here.
I see you.
See you, motherfucker.
See the shadow? Who is that? Death is coming for you. Watch yourselves, brothers. I see you, outsider. No, Jedi. It's nothing.
Help! Stim!
Oh, fucking hell, man. Okay, now get the shit, let's go. That wasn't what I was here for, was it? Oh, you son of a bitch! Is he out of arrows or what's happening? Fuck your pots. Oh, I thought I was going to get in there. Oh, the branch might be blocking me. Yeah, good point. Man, I really need a save point. But if I get that, if I go to that save point, does it reset every single enemy now? You just had one? Wait, what, did I miss it? So I need a fresh one basically, don't I? Is that a spider down there? Did I make a shortcut here or not? Okay, let's go. Fuck you. Please don't have any stim packs in there, Jesus. I should have gone to that save point really, shouldn't I? Okay, so I unlocked a shortcut at least. Who's this nerd?
A fellow wanderer. I see you met the resident Night Sister, but unlike most, you're alive. Well, lightsaber? No, don't hide it. That would explain your survival.
Who are
I'm
you?
a Jedi.
No one to fear. Just a traveler, studying the nature of extinct cultures and dead philosophies.
You study the Night Sisters?
I study many things.
Yeah, I don't trust his old man.
But yes, that Night Sister. Oh, she was only a child when the war came to this world. She had to watch her whole family perish.
Sounds horrible, eh?
What do you know about those ruins?
Fuck off! Ancient beyond belief. The Night Sister and her warrior kin were seduced by the power that lurks within. Avoid the ruin, or suffer the same fate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't jump that high. Yeah, far. Yeah.
So do I have to give up? Hey, give me a booster, will
How
you,
do you
mate?
know so much about the Night Sister?
Observation. I've seen many things since
So
coming
I can't
here.
go up there?
What does that mean?
Must it mean something?
Why a smiley face?
Too many great minds have gone astray in pursuit of order.
I gotta get going.
Yeah, you're weird, man. Okay, well, I guess I carry on down here then. Ah, could this be it? Is it going to be a double-handed one? Because I'm all. Yeah, it is. Oh, shit. Yeah, boy. This will all happen at the workbenches on this planet as well as 2 more planets. Oh. Got to use force attacks to overwhelm and clear the large groups. Continue blocking off successful reflection bolts to reflect additional bolts back at your enemies. So continue blocking after successful reflecting. Ah, okay. This is the earliest to get it. But if it happened, surely I don't need it to happen now because I've already got it. There you go. Oh. Well, I'm only doing this so I get taken back to the ship, right? Yeah. Double this weaker, but then has other options. Right, okay. Oh, this was the save point. Oh, I've got there every time.
The mountain beasts are foul and forceful.
Especially those Nidax.
Yes, most dangerous and wicked.
Oh, that looks cool. Gonna keep the grip. No. Okay. Well, this is a fun place. Darth Maul actually lived up here? No wonder he'd like join the dark side.
Someone was drawn to something here. Energy from the ruins?
Energy from the ruins. Secret discovered. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay, so we got leap and slash can perform another powerful slash attack after an overhead one. Attacking after a quick fade allows Cal to quickly perform a kick attack. Attacking out sprint allows Cal to perform a special light. Oh, I quite like doing that one. I'm definitely getting that one. Nice. Well, did they explain to him why that was quite a good thing that they actually took him away? Maximum force. Yeah, go for it. Oh, maybe not down there. Oh, there was a thing up there.
An enemy! I understand.
Oh.
Come, fight me!
I don't wanna.
He is too far.
I've got what I need from this planet. Let's get back to the ship. Pussies. Get them. Where's my door? Where's my door? I'll be back, Darth Maulamir. I think.
Finally. Glad you made it back in one piece.
Thanks, me
There
too.
were some close calls out there.
Please tell me nothing followed you home, kid.
I hope not.
Leave the door open just in case.
Let's plot a course.
So what's on Cepho though? Main objective? Oh yeah, Cepho's the one we haven't been to yet. Yeah, so I'll do that for now then.
We are Zepho bound. This whole journey has put a lot of wear and tear on the Manus.
Like it was perfect before?
It was a masterpiece, but now, just don't be surprised if I send you a bill.
Someone's low on funds.
I mean, sure, okay, that may be part of it, but I'm used to it. Were you rich growing up?
Wealth isn't really a priority for Jedi.
Yeah, well, I was poor too, but it wasn't so bad. My crew and I would find things to do for cheap. That's where I learned how to play Subhawk.
A game which requires credits. Strange choice.
Well, we were kids. We bet all kinds of dumb things from food to funny-shaped rocks. Unfortunately, things changed when we got older. Funny-shaped rocks didn't go so far anymore.
The galaxy would be a better place if they did.
Yeah, right.
All right, kids, sit down. We're here.
No, I'm just filling up my vape juice. Kind of want to see what happens if I don't belt up. Right. Let's do it.
Think of a storm brewing down there. This might not be the best time to land.
Something strange.
When should we
Those
land?
winds are interfering with our comms.
Hey, Cordova mentioned something about peace in the eye of the storm. Well, I can just make out a settlement in the middle of it.
Then we have to get there.
Copy that. Couple bumps ain't gonna kill you, kid. Unless the wind picks up. Can you tell that bucket of balls to keep his opinion to himself?
I'm sure everything's
Yeah,
under
he's
control.
doing it himself.
It's under control. It's just a little tricky.
Needs to calm down, not that hard.
Okay, hold on.
Easy peasy.
Huh. Perfect landing. Easy money, baby.
But I'm still getting a lot of interference on the comms.
Greasy money, I
It's
like
gonna
it.
take me a minute to get them back up.
I'll search for signs of Cordova in the meantime.
Good. I'll be in touch once I crack this. Cal, over here.
Oh,
You did good work on Bogano.
I know.
The more information we gather on Cordova
The
and
JXC would be
Zepho,
good fun.
the closer we'll get to stopping the Empire.
I've heard of ancient cultures, but don't know much about them.
I only knew that Cordova was obsessed with the Zepho, believing their teachings to be important. I too was intrigued by the mysteries of our galaxy. You better get moving. There's a lot to learn here. Good
Get
luck.
moving. You're the one who told me to
Hold it.
come there. Hold it. Hold what? Oh, god damn it.
I can see you two have been through a lot. It's not easy.
No, it's not. But I think of those who believed in me at one point. If I give up on myself, then I give up on them. I'm sure you have a few of those.
Prof. Friend on Braca. He sacrificed himself so I could live.
He believed in you. A lot of people depend on you, even if they don't know it yet. Keep going, Cal. For Prof. For everyone.
I like when you
Hey
press
there,
down
BD1.
it. You just chat to him.
You still back there? BD1's a helpful droid.
He does seem to be warming up to you.
Cordova must have really liked droids.
I like making him do
He
the little
decided to
dance
leave
the
such
most.
important
The
information
spin
with
one, that's still a
BD1.
good little dance.
I only assume he chose BD-1 because he needed some sort of ability to store encrypted information. These exploration droids are good tools for that sort of thing. But I'm sure he's more than that. Please, I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
Then go to your room. Oh, it's a nice conversation. Where's the ugly one? Ah, fuck it, let's just go on the planet. Time to get a murdering.
Come back here. Oh, something was in there.
Okay. Just that door's locked, right? Oh, fucking hell. That's my smoke alarm from vaping. 2 secs. Okay, I'm back. She is setting fire to everything. Yeah, can't control her. But no, too much vape smoke, I think, is the issue there. Now it's getting winter as well. Less doors and windows open. Yeah, look at these cuties.
Watch out, BD. You don't look friendly.
How do I turn it to just be one? Left for one, right, the other, okay.
Can't get through.
That's a bugger. Oh, hello, what do you want? Ah.
Huh?
Cal,
Stormtrooper.
can you hear me?
The Empire. They found Zepho.
If they were following the Mantis, we would have been swarmed already.
Could they be looking for the tombs?
Let's hope not. Just got our conflict.
Oh, that one
I'll try the same workaround to crack into there.
Stop starting, you little shit.
A little help. On demand.
Goddamn scaz. That's not what you want to hear.
A mother used this fabric to keep her child warm. They were on the run from something. Stim crate. Should be here. Wait, can you carry more?
Gym crate, nice.
Thanks, BD1.
Hey, now we can get more cushy. Was that the only reason we came down here? Huh. Nice. How about that for not open? Get him. That was extremely rude. Warning. Huh, I wonder what that's about.
No, but the smell attracts scats. You! Identify yourself! Hey, an intruder! You made your last mistake!
Made my last mistake. Sick. That means I'm not going to make any more now.
I'm not done with you!
Huh?
Jedi, form up!
Acknowledged.
Acknowledge they should be shitting their pants.
Focus on his guard!
With me, scum.
How'd you get down there?
Oh, fucker.
Stim!
Can't reach the target.
Let me get the target too, then.
Slip up now. Take that!
Oh, nice.
Nice job.
Thanks. How'd you try? Wonder why they never taught stormtroopers to handle Jedis. Yeah, you'd have thought they'd at least tell them to fear them somewhat, right?
It's all lies. The Empire just wanted this land.
Hey, Connie! How you doing today? We gave him lightsaber, not cutting
Where are
instead
you
to get him
taking
blocked, right?
The Empire's forced the villagers from their homes,
Oh.
frightened refugees,
Where they
shipped
take
off to
them?
work camps, or worse.
That's not how you solve your issues. I want a refund.
It's the Jedi.
Nah, it's not.
Take him down. It's the Jedi. Get him.
Oh, what we got? What we got? Some powered slow. Holding slow allows Cal to slow his target for a longer duration. Need 2 on that. Attacking after a quick evade allows Cal to quickly perform a kick attack. That's a good one, right? There's a lot of quick evading in this. Oh, no, shit, I didn't rest. Is it weird for these dudes to just come back alive? Shortcut locked. Am I going the wrong way?
Thanks for the help. Oh, okay. What is it?
Poncho. Okay, nice. Oh, this is literally the entrance, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Okay. All the countless troopers mowed down by a single gen and still guard from like they can handle it. I know, right? Yeah. That's what I'm almost thinking. Like they're replaced. A lot of the Poncho and Mantis skins were really bad. Oh, really? I can change my Poncho whenever, can't I? So let me see what they're saying. I haven't changed my Poncho at all yet. Got that Poncho. Oh, I see. Yeah. That was kind of cool. Make him look like a Mexican gunslinger. Yeah, they don't look very Jedi-esque though, do they?
We don't even have to try here.
Contact.
Got movement above us. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
Attacking the enemy.
Come on then.
Jedi, get him.
Yeah, go on, shoot me.
Don't
Dummy.
slip up now.
Go on, shoot me. Dummy. Ow, bitch. Alright, I learnt my lesson. Don't get cocky, kid. I don't know if I'm gonna make that, you know. Oh, okay, nice, I did.
Strike him quickly. Moving.
That's a decent one to have.
Hey now. What is it?
Huh. Fair enough. I was hoping he could shoot me from up here. I think that's one of the few I wore most of the game. Oh, fair, yeah. Yeah, so it's an alright one. At least it matches to like lightsaber colour scheme I'm going for.
I'll get you. Here, you're a cow.
Hey, you're a cow! What's that? Oh, it's a meditation spot. Shit, I shouldn't use this one. Yeah, right, you're a cow. Have I been in here? I think so. Keep going forward. He could at least twizzle this a little bit, you know. Did I just turn the lights on in a cave? Cool. Oh shit. Oh, you son of a bitch. These little fucking things, man. Oh, lordy.
That looks like a problem.
Stim!
Oh shit, he got me. Oh no! Oops. Where did I last save? Before I went in the cave, right? Long. I'll turn the lights on though, so that's right. This is how the world ends, not by teeth or claws, not even a blaster, but a ram. Yeah. Little shitter. Whew, got him. Aw, Phil. I didn't mean to kill Phil. Hey, nerds.
Hungry. It's reducing their hull. What's happening? Enemy! Enemy here! Come on, Jedi. Fire!
Wow. Wow! What the fuck?
Hurry! Take him down!
How do I do that? Cool little thing.
Unit down.
Is that a rocket launcher? That was brutal. I jumped straight into the poor thing. Maybe I should have froze the rocket instead. God damn it. Wait, I've got to kill the ram again now. Oh shit. Oh, this is not a good one. Oh.
You think someone's taking it down? Affirmative! Watch my back. Unit down.
Oh, Frieza's commando thing. That's cool. Cool. Probably just being a Jedi must be knackering, man.
Whoa. That's gotta be one of the Zepho. Guess we're on the right track, huh, BD?
What's the Zepho? What am I missing? Oh, that. Oh, hello. Huh. More of these nerds. Maybe I'll just walk in friendly like, go leave me alone. Oh.
I've got him. Shoot him. Blocking. Someone else take him down. We're alone now, Jedi. Nope.
Thanks, guys. It's a pleasure to be here, really is. Right, does that just take me back, I'm guessing? I don't know. Is it not blocking to victim? Yeah.
My friend, in the rotation since I left Pagano, I've
Should I carry on this way or should I carry on the other way? If it says shortcut. I don't know if it means shortcut. It usually means a shortcut back, doesn't it? It usually means a shortcut back. I'm going to roll with this for now.
Get up here! Hurry! We've got an intruder here.
So that was quite fun.
Incoming threat. Guess I'll get off. Dodge this. You'll pay for that.
Okay, nice. Got that paralegal trooper. Oh, I need to get my scomp.
How are you feeling, BD1? Good. I'm glad.
Dead villager. Dead village quant. Shortcuts for later, okay, cool, yeah.
Seer, there's a transport ship leaving the Empire's base.
I heard. They plan to bring Zepho artifacts to Coruscant.
Does that mean?
Go
The
back
Emperor
quick?
is
Okay.
interested in Zepho? Maybe.
What should I go up that way quick? Oh, there's a thing over there, isn't there? Cracked wall. Oh. Ah, nice.
I can't push it.
I can't push it, he said. Shit. And what can you do? You know? I'm guessing I can get at some point I can go back and force push it maybe or something. But that's the way I want to go anyway, right?
Hit him! Enemy located. If you say so. Get in here. I hope this hits. Okay. Don't let him get you.
I think the scomp bit is behind it, right, okay. So I'm going to have to come back to this planet just to get to that bit again. That's a bit annoying. Oh, unless I get it on the way out, I guess. Oh.
Hey, BD1? Just checking on you. Villager was wounded, but he took out a trooper.
Open that window quick. So I can't progress further in this until I fix the scomp unit. I don't know where to do that. Guessing back this way?
Get over here, intruder! Up!
That's fine. Got a long way up, I guess.
You're not getting out of here alive, Jedi.
Oh shit! That was super close.
Find something?
Box. Oh, goddamn Scumplink.
Don't fall behind, BD1.
I have no idea where I'm going anymore.
Jedi! Almost got him! Stay on you!
I've got no stims.
BD1,
have fun.
stim!
I actually thought I'd killed it. I was just doing the thing to try and get light.
Sir, permission to speak freely. Granted. Think we'll be stationed on this backwater forever? Our duty is to secure all worlds for the Empire. To do that, we have to execute our orders to the letter. Anything less is in accordance with the Emperor's will, we've occupied Zepho, redistributing its inhabitants. This planet has failed to yield significant data or relics for Project Augur. Its electromagnetic winds have rendered the bulk of our mining technology useless. Meanwhile, more stormtroopers lose their lives to dangerous fauna. We will not be able to fulfill our directive here. It is my recommendation that we disband the project and leave a token outpost to keep scavengers from stealing our technology.
Fair enough. Good shout. Did well. Shame you can't like fast run whilst holding your blade up like that.
Head. Get the target.
I'm sure holding your blade up for light is one of the ways they prolong the game.
Alright,
Yeah, right.
So what was in there?
Looked like he tried to Spider-Man that shit.
Thanks.
Uh-oh, I'm about to die here. Oh. I'm meant to climb up that one, aren't I? I didn't do that. As I thought I did. Oh shit.
You suck!
Hey, in a way! How you doing today, dude?
Cal, the Empire's pinpointed your location.
Remember today, little brother?
Fast.
Funny.
Today.
Thanks.
Life is good.
Thank God. But how you doing, my man? I'm doing great. Don't you dare. I'm doing splendid. Oh! I'm doing good. Yeah. Might as well rest that life back a bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he didn't even jump on it that time. God damn it. He joined your cult and then tried to descend. Oh, come on. Once you join a cult, you're in a cult, alright? That's it.
Can't all be tested. Can they? You'll regret that. Apple, get ready. All right. You killed them all. I won't let you win, traitor.
Nice. Oh. Let's put him in a blockade. Well, that's only fair. Yeah. Got to teach him a lesson.
Oh, all right then.
How is he not like? He keeps being surprised every time that thing goes in there. He must know now. Like, oh yeah, shit. That's good news. Surf's up, yo. Oh Jesus.
I found something.
What do they know?
No mention of Cordova. I don't think the Empire knows he's been here.
Then we have the advantage. For now.
How dare you jump out of a hole? Like when he like quickly disposed of them and just walks over their corpses like it ain't no thing.
That's interesting. We're on the right track. Can't get through. There's a storm up ahead. Something about it crippled the Empire's equipment. I can feel something pulling me there, beyond the storm.
Follow it. Let the Force sharpen your instincts.
Okay.
All right. I'll do my best.
I cannot make that jump.
Huh. Another one of these. Wonder if they connect.
I feel like I got pulled up out of the ground before I risked jumping down there and dying. Oh shit.
Throw it! I need help.
That was a waste of stim. Jesus. Rams always have to be so matey with each other, don't they? Don't worry about it. Oh shit. I was hoping I could run up that wall now. Can you come down? Oh shit, you can. Fucker. Oh, fucker. I was holding block at that time, god damn it. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell when they're about to attack. Einen ist Wiener. That was a good quote. Very good quote. See that deception there? Beautiful. Beautiful. Never saw it coming. I just hope this isn't the way I came in. I know this. And no worries, Enzma, you have a great sleep, dude. Take it easy and catch you real soon. As you know, I'm already a Jedi Master, so I'll be a Jedi Super Master next time you see me. What the fuck is this? Oh, the storm.
Never seen a storm do that before. Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh shit, he's floating again. Oh, what did I do?
My friend, I believe this to be the earliest Zepho site we've uncovered yet, despite reservations. I cannot chase the Bogano fault from my mind. Its vision shaped the direction of an entire culture. I must understand why.
So I'm guessing I'm meant to push and roll that ball down at some point.
I'm in the tomb. It's massive.
And the Empire?
No sign of them down here.
What about Cordova?
Still not sure what I'm supposed to find. He's a little...
Eccentric? Tell me about it.
I'll get the ball
But he
in
wouldn't
there.
send us here for his amusement. Keep an open mind.
Do you see that? Ugh.
It looks like it's going to explode. Exploded.
You seem happy.
Oops.
I need some meds, BD1.
What am I going to do here?
Holding up okay? Good to hear.
Oh.
Need a stim?
Hey, put me back here. How do I get I suppose a data bank? How do I... Moving carefully around the central pod, explosive common view suspense against other enemies. Okay. Let's just stay out their way.
I need one.
Fucking. I mean, I was trying to parry. Oh, for fuckers. Oh, it put me all the way back here. Pause. Take ages to go down as well. Jesus. Like so many of these fucking things.
Stim!
fuckers, man. Oh shit. It's gonna be super quick with this one, maybe. Oh, hang on, I have an idea. Oh, shit! Well fought, poorly executed. I'm just timing it really badly, right? No, slowly come to us now, so. Fuck, I didn't know what to find. I suppose it is just moving now, right? Look at that. Right. I think I'm going to call it here anyway, as it is pretty much nearly 10 o'clock. Good ball. Good ball. Okay, we will save the rest of the fun for another time, yeah.